And that flight comes as we continue to learn new details and information about the special session that Governor Ron DeSantis is now calling for. State lawmakers set to go back to Tallahassee early next month and consider a slate of new bills that range from foreign sanctions on Iran to property insurance. Tonight, Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders joining us live from Tallahassee with what we're finding out about that special session. Forrest?
Yeah, Paul, that's about 2 weeks away now, if you can believe it, so fast approaching. And the way this usually works is we get a slow trickle of new information. What we're finding out is how many bills are going to be proposed, what might be in them, and who might be supporting them. As Israeli forces in Hamas continue their fight abroad, Florida lawmakers expected to consider 6 bills in the coming special session 2 weeks from Monday. Chief among them, a plan to sanction Iran by prohibiting state investment in the nation's industries. That's after it supported Hamas terrorism in the past, though the country continues to deny involvement in the current conflict.
Good morning, everyone.
State House and Senate leaders are already on board, meaning the policy is likely to pass despite criticism it's unneeded with federal sanctions in place.
In the coming days, while the support from other nations may recede, our support for Israel will never waver.
Other goals center on more money for a variety of programs, like Hurricane Idalia recovery, extra funds for Florida's Universal School Voucher Program, dollars to better protect against anti-Semitism and hate speech, plus additional help on property insurance.
You know, Israel's near and dear to my heart, but so's the insurance challenges that we're facing in the state.
Florida's Chief Financial Officer Jimmy Petronas pushing for a boost to the My Safe Florida Home program. It offers grant dollars to harden property against extreme weather and can lower premiums as a result.
So the average participant has seen a savings of about $1,000 a year on their premium cost when they make the investments through our program.
Petronas said he's in talks with lawmakers right now to figure out how much will be allotted, as the program is currently on hold with about 18,000 people trying to secure funds.
As best I can tell, this just looks like this one's going to be another campaign stunt for the governor.
Democrats, like the House Minority Leader, have concerns this session isn't offering enough. She told us she'd like to see more substance.
So if we want to talk about real relief for homeowners, I think that's a conversation that Democrats would be willing to have. You can also consider Medicaid. My goodness, we could save $200 million per year for the state in general revenue if we simply expanded Medicaid.
Her concerns come as we continue to wait for language on the actual bills up for consideration. Officials tell us they don't yet have a timeline for completion. One other big question we keep getting is how much is this going to cost the taxpayer to bring these lawmakers back? Well, some good news there. State officials saying because this is an interim committee week, meaning lawmakers were already going to be here, the costs probably going to be pretty low. Paul?
Yeah, I just wonder why they don't make the headline more about property insurance for us. I just don't understand the political payoff for calling a special session under this guise of doing what the federal government has essentially already done, banning U.S. companies from doing business with Iran. Does Team DeSantis, the people that manage his campaign, actually believe that calling lawmakers to Tallahassee so he can essentially play president and pass some kind of Captain Obvious bill is somehow going to suddenly excite voters in Iowa? It just seems like a ton of effort with little payoff. He's literally scrambling the jets to make this happen. And it's not like he's announcing a cure for cancer or even a more relevant solution like a huge insurance company coming to Florida to do business. What is the end game here for him politically?
Well, what I can tell you is sort of the strategy behind all of this. The reason why DeSantis does these kinds of things is because he likes to label himself as the candidate that gets things done. He has, since he announced that he was going to be running, really tried to tout his record as saying that he was going to accomplish something and then going ahead and doing it. So even if these are just little things, even if they don't have major impacts and aren't going to do something for Iowans or folks in the Granite State, it is something that DeSantis can go back and say, look, I accomplished this. Everybody else is using rhetoric. I am actually delivering on results and putting feathers in the cap.
Yeah, and it's another week in the headlines in the news cycle. Forrest Saunders joining us live from Tallahassee. Forrest, thank you.